Severed Heads is meant for a mature audience only. This program contains violent, sexual, and disturbing scenarios. Viewer discretion is advised.
Welcome to Severed Heads, written and created by William Goodman. This story is called The Hearts of the Helpless, Part 1 of a 5-part series. Chapter 1, titled Convoluted. I have a convoluted constitution with a contradicting confidence. A constant con whose counterfeit with a complicated common sense. I counteract my cataracts with constant acts of caring tasks. To compensate with common law, I concentrate my consciousness. To comply, I must commit and conserve my carelessness. Though my hate will congregate and conjure, and I'll have no other choice but to take the world and conquer it. But my psyche is a cycle, a disorder that circles around the circumference that sits on my head. And when I'm sitting in bed, I imagine my psyche is recycled to reorder the silence that once surrounded my lacking confidence that I'd so heavenly dread. I would wish I were dead if my psyche surrendered its torturous vengeance that accumulated over the years of not giving a damn. I'm the product of crack parents and broken homes. I have a funny story to share. When I was 7 years old, I remember the Chicago blizzards and the ice crystal streets, the family drama and the drug deals. But on this particular evening, I couldn't sleep. It was midnight with the TV blasting. I walked in the living room, Mama and Papa both fast asleep. Crack smoke, marijuana, and vodka sodas soaking through my parents' veins. Papa snoring, I unhinged the Svedka from his bare cold hands and took a sip. Then another sip until the bottle was empty. I felt unraveling, like an avalanche. I walked out the front door and stood there like a mannequin. I began to disrobe, everything but my socks. I didn't even realize I was probably cold. The falling snow covered my eyes. I felt blind, like what's even a 7-year-old supposed to find. I walked down the road and saw the porch lights of our neighbor's home. Headlights in the driveway and a young woman I didn't recognize. I stood there for a minute before I said hello. She looked at me blankly before she took out her phone, got back in her car, and sped off. She was out of control and hit a light pole. Airbagged, deployed. She was motionless. Red and blue lights in the distance. I couldn't focus. I slowly walked on over through the snow-drenched streets and saw her twitching, blood in her eyes to match her red lipstick. I opened the passenger door and sat down on the torn bucket seats and noticed shell casings and magazines lying by my feet. I looked over, and she was silent as the night, until sirens approached us and shined a flashlight in my eyes, and to no surprise, I immediately threw up and said, "I think she's asleep. I think she's asleep. I think she's asleep. I think she's asleep. I think she's asleep." It's safe to say, I'm a convoluted, maniacal monster. Come at me once and I'll show you I don't hide under beds or deep within closets. Even when I was a young boy, I didn't shy away from showing my foster parents I was possessed demonically with nothing angelic hiding inside my soulless body. I remember my juvenile delinquent days and my foster father telling me I was sick in the head and needed to see a doctor. I told him to shut the fuck up as I picked up a cast iron and showed him my real colors ranged from black to a couple of shades darker. I'm your favorite serial killer's favorite serial killer. Though I must admit, I pay homage to God who washed away an entire population. Me, on the other hand, I graduated slowly. After high school, I started with petty gas station robberies with a pistol I didn't intend to pull. That didn't last long. I was shot at, with a bullet that grazed me. I fell to the floor, blood gushing everywhere. I heard a cocked-back shotgun. I ran to the door. He missed wide, and again I'm on all fours. Ducking under the counter, I heard him swear,
Where the fuck are you? The police are almost here.
He's right. I have to decide right now if I'm a caged man, a dead man, or a man who takes control. I take out my pistol and blindly empty the clip. I hear him reload, and I know it's my chance to bull rush him and take control of the situation. Tug of war. Winner gets salvation. It's mine now, bitch, as I forced him into submission. I bludgeoned his face repeatedly until his screams seemed to cease. Bateman and Psycho. I was baptized in blood, you see. In blood, you see. In blood, you see. In blood, you see. So where do I fit in? It's pretty obvious all this shit is psychotic. Catacombs are cancerous to the human mindset. It's ridiculous the amount we articulate our misfortune and mourn our disorders to further torture oneself from reliving the horrors. You can survive pandemics, but die in a car crash. A beautiful death, like in a picture book, the ones you would read as a kid. Sky's the limit when you dream big, minutes ticking, wears thin, hospital bills, drug addiction, family drama chimes in. Poison potion the size of an ocean, drink it up, and lose all focus. The contrast between being a comatose patient and a damn soldier is simply eliminating fear. Most people try to fix every broken moment instead of what they should be doing, which is simply move forward. But they don't, which is why people like me thrive. We tear down the system, rebuild it our way, and watch every single person on Earth die. Thank you for listening to Severed Heads. The next chapter is titled Sirens.